Okay, here is your second chance opportunity to get some points back on that word problems, system of equation word problem quiz. I'm going to go through each type of word problem. I'm going to do a problem. You are going to copy everything down, including what I'm writing, and then there will be an opportunity for you to do one. In the end, you are going to hand in all of these different notes, all these different slides, all these different problems for some points back. So you can pause the video at any time. So if you want to pause the video right now and copy down this word problem, please do so. Alright, it says Yvette has $16.30 in dimes and quarters. If she has a total of 88 coins, how many of each coin does she have? How many of each type of coin does she have? Well, it tells me which two types of coins I have, dimes and quarters. So I can say, okay, let's let D represent the number of dimes, and Q represent the number of quarters. There are two things that I know about these coins. There are 88 coins total, and there are $16.30 in value. If together there are 88 coins, I know that the number of dimes plus the number of quarters is going to equal 88. When I see this dollar sign in front of the $16.30, that's the value of my money. So since this is the value of my money, I need to talk about the value of a dime and the value of a quarter in the second equation. So what's the value of a dime? 10 cents. So I could say 10D. What's the value of a quarter? 25. So I could say plus 25Q equals, remember, we're not writing the decimal points. So when I talk about the value of my money here, I need to just rewrite this as 1,630 because we're moving everything over to decimal places. So top equation is the number of coins. Bottom equation, the value of the money. Okay, now I'm ready to do elimination. I'm going to eliminate D. It's up to you. So I'm just going to eliminate the D by multiplying the top by negative 10. So this would become negative 10D minus 10Q equals negative 880. Let me make that 880 more clear for you. Okay. So now I could rewrite this equation underneath it. Exactly how it was. 10D, 25Q equals. Okay. What do I do with my two equations? I add them together. So, my D's will cancel out. What's negative 10Q plus 25Q? Well, that would give me 15Q. What's negative 880 plus 1,630? That would give me 750. Divide by 15. So how many quarters are there? Well, there are 50 quarters. How am I going to figure out the number of dimes? Well, remember, this equation right here is the best one to plug it back into. So we're going to say, okay, D plus, instead of Q, I'm going to substitute in 50 equals 88. Subtract 50. So how many dimes are there? There are 38 dimes. Okay, you're ready to do one by yourself. Okay, this is the problem you're doing by yourself. Go ahead, pause the video, write down the words, and do it by yourself. Alright, let's look at this distance problem. Rate times time equals distance. Pause the video and go ahead and copy down the word problem. Alright, a boat travels 198 miles downstream and back. The trip downstream took 11 hours. The trip back took 33 hours. Find the speed of the boat in still water and the speed of the current. Okay, so I could say my B could represent the speed of the boat in still water. And C can represent the speed of the current. Alright, so I'm traveling somewhere downstream and then back, right? The trip there and the trip back. So it looks like my distance is going to be 198 miles for both trips. It tells me downstream took 11 hours and the trip back took 33. So remember, when the boat is being pushed by the current, it's going to be the shorter time. So here, I know that when the boat is being helped with the current, is being pushed by the current, when that rate, that's going to take 11 hours, and that's going to equal a distance of 198. Okay, when the boat is fighting the current on the way back, it takes 33 hours, and it's going to be the same distance. I showed you that shortcut. We can now divide by 11. So now this equation right here would become B plus C equals 18. Here, if I divide by 33 by both sides, I would get B minus C equals 6. If I add them together, B plus B, 2B. My C's cancel out. 18 plus 6 would give me 24. So what is the speed of my boat? Divide by 2. So the speed of the boat is 12 miles per hour. What is the speed of the current? Be careful. If you plug it back into the original, you're going to have this 11 on the outside or this 33 on the outside. So I like to go with this new one after we divided. So if I know that together the boat and the current equals 18, I'm going to say, okay, plug in what we know. 12 plus C equals 18. So what is the speed of my current? 6 miles per hour. Okay, go ahead, pause the video. You're going to do this problem on your own. Alright, go ahead, write down this problem, pause it, and play it when you're ready for the instruction. The school that Heather goes to is selling tickets to a play. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 5 adult tickets and 9 child tickets for a total of $155. The school took in $134 on the second day by selling 8 adult tickets and 3 child tickets. Find the price of an adult ticket and the price of a child ticket. Alright, there are 2 unknowns, right? So we can let A represent price of an adult ticket. Yeah, and C represent the price of a child ticket. So there's 2 days that we have information from. The first day, it says here, the ticket sales at the school, they sold 5 adult tickets, 9 child tickets for a total of $155. So that would just mean, okay, if A represents the price of 1 adult, let me add in the word 1. 1 adult ticket, 1 child ticket. So if there's 5 adult tickets, that would mean 5A plus 9C equals, what was the total money that day? $155. The second day, it's at 8 adult and 3 child. So that would just be 8A plus 3C equals 134. Okay, I need to do elimination on this. I'm going to eliminate C. So if we look at 9 and 3, factors of 9, 9, 18, 27. Let's try 3. 3, 6, 9. Oh, do you notice 9 is in both? So I don't have to do anything to the top one. Let's multiply the bottom one by negative 3. So now we are going to multiply through by that negative 3. Okay, so negative 3, let me erase this here. Negative 3 times 8A would be negative 24A. Negative 3 times 3C would be a negative 9C equals, and then negative 3 times 134 would be negative 402. Here I would just rewrite the original equation, stack directly on top of it. We're ready to eliminate, so we can add the two together. What would 5A minus 24A be? Negative 19A. My C's will cancel, and then 155 minus 402 would be negative 247. Divide by negative 19. So what would be the cost? What would be the price of one adult ticket? $13. Alright, I could plug it back into any of these equations. Let's just pick this top one. So I would say, okay, 5 times 13, because we just found out A was 13, plus 9C equals 155. Well, 5 times 13 is 65. And then what would I do with that 65? I would subtract it from both sides. So I would get 9C equals 90. And divide by 9. So a child's ticket would cost $10. Okay. Alright, go ahead, copy down this problem and do it by yourself. Pause the video, play when you're ready to go on to the next type of problem. Alright, sum and difference. So it says the sum of two numbers is 21. Their difference is 5. Find the two numbers. I don't know what the two numbers are, so I can let x represent the first number and y represent the second number. So the sum, remember that means addition. Difference, subtraction. Okay, when I add two numbers, the sum of two numbers is, remember that's equals 21. Their difference, so I could say x minus y, is 5. Add them together, what's x plus x? 2x. 21 plus 5 would give me 26. Divide by 2, so x would equal 13. That's the first number. How would I figure out the second number? Well, we would just have to plug it in to either equation. Remember, I like to plug it into the plus one. So we would say 13 plus y equals 21. Subtract 13. So y equals 8. So my two numbers are 8 and 13. Let's double check. 13 plus 8, yep, that equals 21. 13 minus 8, yep, that's 5. So I know I have the correct numbers. Okay, go ahead, copy this one down, pause the video, play it when you're ready for the next type. Okay, the last kind of problem we're going to talk about is break even. So remember, we want to know when do the cost and the profit equal. When do I break even? So it says printing a newsletter costs $1.50 per copy, $400 in printer's fees. The copies are sold for $3 each. How many copies of the newsletter have to be sold to break even? Well, X is going to be your number of copies of the newsletter. And remember, your Y is your money. So let's talk about the cost first. It tells me in that first sentence, it costs me $1.50 per copy. So that would be Y equals $1.50 X. And there's another cost, $450 in printer's fees. So I would have to add $450. So this is what it costs me to make a newsletter. And then my profit, what am I selling it? How much am I getting for each one? It says $3 each, so that would just be 3x. Remember, we cannot get rid of the decimal points in these problems. So I can take this and I can use substitution. I could take this and plug it in right here. So I would say $1.50 x plus 450 equals 3x. Well, how would I solve for x? I would have to subtract 150. 1.50 x, 1.5 from both sides. So I get 450 equals 1.50 x. And then I'm ready to divide. So how many copies do I need to sell to break even? Well, 450 divided by 1.5 would be 300. So I need 300 copies to break even. Okay. Here's the very last problem that you are going to do, break-even problem. Pause the video when you're done doing this problem. This is the last problem that you have to do. So, you are going to make sure to give me everything. I'm going to grade this based on how many slides you've done, how exactly you copied everything down, and the correctness on the ones that you had to do on your own. Alright, this is a nice way for you to earn points back. Good luck. Pause, do this problem, and then you're done.